Hello and welcome to another episode of the Global Indian TV. I'm Satish Rai, and today I'm going to talk about obtaining a Person of Indian Origin card, the PIO card, and briefly discuss its relevance to all those people, especially from the Indo-Fijian diaspora who wish to engage with India. Firstly, how to obtain a PIO card, and for that you have to do some research and firstly obtain the immigration pass of your ancestors. That will link you to your ancestors, which is very important. Without that, you cannot obtain the PIO card. And so, how will you go about obtaining the immigration pass, which I also call Grimit pass, of your ancestors? For those people who are second generation descendants of Fiji Gedmitias, it will be most probably the immigration passes of your grandparents. For the younger people, and there are a lot of younger people nowadays who contact me either directly or through our website run by Vanita Nair in Brisbane, www.gedmitunited.org website, and also I get referrals from Thakur Ranjit Singh in New Zealand. So there's people of all ages, some even in 20s, are now searching for their ancestral roots in India. And so for the younger ones, it may be your grandparents, great-grandparents, or great-great-grandparents, especially those Gedmitias who arrived very early in 1879 onwards. The later ones, it's a bit easier because the memories are there. Those who arrived at the latter half of the transportation process from 1910 to 1916, the information is available because there are people in the relatives who remember. And what do they have to remember? They have to remember the name of the Gedmitia, the father's name, and the ship, if possible, in which they arrived. And it is crucial that you have at least at least two out of the three information over here. And the reason being is that former director of Fiji National Archives, which contains a lot of information about Fiji Gedmit and Gedmitias, Mr. Tale has done a lot of hard work, and he has extracted these four information, the fourth one being the immigration pass number, and put them in alphabetical order in some 30 or 40 A4 size books over there. So if you go to National Archives in Suva, you'll find these books stacked in a cabinet. So this information is over there. The reason you need these three information, or two out of the three, the Gedmitia's name, the Gedmitia's father's name, or the ship, because once you know the name, and if we can relate that to the father's name, on the fourth column you'll see the Gedmit pass, the immigration pass, and you give that to one of the officers at the National Archives, and they will be only too pleased to supply you with the hard copy of the immigration pass. And the immigration pass contains a lot of information which not only will enable you to search for your ancestors in India, but also that information is needed for you to obtain your PIO card. And this is how it works. First of all, of course, you have to establish that you are connected to that Girmitia, because that Girmitia is then connected to India, and that is established in that immigration pass. So how do you connect yourself to that the Girmitia on the immigration pass? And that is through the birth certificates. That's the most easy way to do it. On your birth certificate will be your parents' name, and is either, if it's Aja, then through your father's side, your grandfather's name will be there. On your grandfather's birth certificate, your Girmiti ancestor's name will be there, or on your great grandparents' birth certificate, the Girmiti's name will be there. On the same as on your Nani's side, you trace that link through your birth certificate to the information, the name provided on the immigration pass. And as far as I know, that should be enough for you to establish your link to India, and with that information you make an application on paying fees through your embassies, either in Fiji or in the Indo-Fijian diaspora, or you can do that online as well. Information is available through Google or via all the embassies in Fiji, in Sydney, in Auckland, and all the other countries. So once you have established your connection to your ancestors through the immigration pass, the process will be easy. And the PR card, you may wonder, why should I obtain a PR card? Well, you don't have to. The only people, there are a lot of people already have obtained, as I mentioned before, PR card, and they are engaged in India, either working in India or engaging in businesses in India, or they just obtain is if you are traveling to India frequently, say more than 4 or 5 times you're planning to travel to India over the next 15 years, because PR card at the moment is valid for 15 years, the last time I checked. So you can check it out yourself. So even you'll save the hassle of applying for a visa every time, which can be daunting task, and also you save money, because each time you apply a visa for India, you have to pay a fixed amount of money, and say $100, I think, around that amount in Australia. So if you travel to India 4 or 5 times over these 15 years, you get your money back as well. You have to check out the current rate of application for a PR card. So there's a bit of information about obtaining the PR card and its relevance if you are really interested in engaging with India. Next time I'm going to talk about the other part of this process, which is once you have got the immigration pass, how you conduct search for ancestral roots in India, which itself sometimes easy, but sometimes it can be daunting, especially if you have not been to India. There are a lot of people who are there trying to con people, try to extract money from you, and to do this, to provide this service. But most of the time, it comes to a knot. So be aware of that as well. But I will talk more about that in subsequent episodes. For now, it's goodbye from me. Satish Rai.